Hi everyone, it's Bork. In today's video, we are covering my first impressions on Axie Infinity, an NFT RPG inspired by games such as Pokemon and developed by studios Sky Massive. Just note that you can play this game on iOS, Android, Windows, Mac OS, and you can also download the links via Discord. I'll leave them all down below. And when it comes to this video is not sponsored. I was completely curious about like NFTs and RPGs. It also has like an adventure and arena mode as far as like gameplay goes, and you can also get into breeding. Let's go ahead and jump into some gameplay so you can see what this game is all about. Now, what's really fun about this game is it's kind of complicated as simple as it looks. So this dude right here is known as a plant Axie, and all of these little dudes are known as Axies. You can see they are dictated by like this number. That is essentially like their unique ID. This is like the only Axie that exists for this particular, I guess build or type. And if you're wondering how does this work, how do I get these cards, essentially you are dealt cards as you're going through the matches. And what's really cool is that all of these cards are dealt to you based off of like the parts and the way your Axie looks. So for example, you can see like my plant-based Axie, like the green guy, he has like a little pumpkin and a carrot, and these abilities right here are actually based off of the parts that he has on his body. So you can get very complicated on like breeding Axie where it's like, oh, I want this particular movesets. Yes, there is like sort of a tier list on the movesets that the Axies can have, but honestly the most enjoyable part about like Axie Infinity has to be like the complex like NFT and crypto systems that help people actually make an income in countries such as Philippines, Venezuela, and any like countries that don't have a good fiat currency, to say the least. But it's really cool just to try this game, and I actually enjoy the gameplay. And you can see at the top, this is sort of like a speed system in some ways, so whoever is faster obviously gets to act first. And when it comes to this, the plants are usually like your tanks. These two are beast Axies, able to deal more damage. Your plant Axies, tank right here, you can actually deal some decent damage. But personally, I just like playing this game and just getting into it. And it's really cool because I get to earn SLP, which is known as their cryptocurrency for in-game stuff. And I can turn that SLP essentially into Ethereum, which is another blockchain where essentially I can trade it into cash. So this is how some people are making some money, where you are getting the SLP and you're turning it into PHP or pesos. But there's all sorts of different ways on how this game operates. Now, before we talk about like logistics and money, let's just keep talking about like the actual gameplay for this and whether it's enjoyable. Personally, the grind for me is roughly 2 to 3 hours, depending on how focused I am on the game. I do enjoy this game because there are a lot of moments where I have a difficult time just playing cards because I underestimated the opponents, or sometimes I underestimate like PvP. It was a weird surprise because this game looks very deceptive. It looks so simple, and I was like, all right, I'll just pick up like decent Axies based off of the videos I watch. And I'll leave videos in case you're like curious about how this game flows and like the economics and all that. I'm not going to explain all of that. I was just mostly curious on how this works and how I can like play video games and get like some sort of currency like in the background, because one of my dreams like just is playing video games for a living. And this game, while it doesn't completely accomplish it just yet, it's just a side income for me. It has that capability, and I just love like RPGs. It really is similar to the Pokemon franchise in the sense of like the breeding aspects, where it's like IV training, but when it comes down to like gameplay, sort of different. But it does have like the thing where you have 4 core movesets, because you have essentially like 4 main parts that dictate how your Axie is going to look. And you can technically click the enemies. The enemies are a little bit different, they can have a plethora of different skills. I guess like these enemies have 3, but as you can tell with my Axie, they only have 4. There's also like different builds that you can run, how deep that you can go with like builds in Axie, because you can run things like double reptile and plant, or like just crazy stuff like double aqua with plant. I feel like most of like the game requires like a plant-based Axie, because plant-based Axies are essentially some of the best tanks in the game. But maybe you can like flip it on its head and like do something else. That's what I like about this game, is there always seems to be like some sort of like meta shift, some sort of change, and that's exciting to me because I'm always curious on how a game like sort of pushes its limits as far as like complexity goes. One of the first things when it comes to Axie Infinity is like, it just looks so simple. There's no way that this can be complex, or really breaks the mold of like how cute games can sometimes be pretty difficult in its package. If you're wondering why I'm curb stomping most of the enemies, I'm doing an easier stage. You actually have to like grind stages and you get SLP. So that's victory right there. And what I want us to take a look at is the left hand side. So earlier, I believe it was at like 51. Now I'm at like 53. This SLP can essentially be converted and claimed later on for, you know, cash, like, or like technically money, right? But when it comes down to it, there's like a lot of different systems. Here's going to be arena. I am probably going to get stomped. This is my favorite section within the game because it's so quick, and honestly, like, it's pretty difficult to master. We're just gonna go ahead and end our turn right here. I'm not sure if this person's going to be doing anything. They have 2 aqua Axies. Usually these guys are pretty fast. Yeah, they have 57 speed, and the move sets on these 2 are extremely meta. Oh my goodness, this is like one of like the most perfect Axie teams I have ever seen before. So they're gonna go straight out with their aquas, and then what is their plant gonna do? Nope, I'm not gonna break that shield, and I guess he's gonna do some energy destroys right there. That's fine. So let's go ahead and do our thing. Hopefully this takes out the plant right here. I don't have any cards that will let me like attack the back line, so we're just gonna go ahead and go with this so we can take out the plant Axie in the front, and then we'll try to go for the aqua taxis or Axies in the back. But you can also like see like the opponent is taking their time. Just know everything is in real time. This is so crazy. I've never seen such like a meta team before while playing like in arena. Usually I see like a bunch of like mixed stuff going on. This is such a pure team. All being like aqua parts is actually insane. So we barely managed to like take down the enemy right here, or we don't even take them down. Oh my goodness, that plant Axie got me. So I know that my plant Axie is probably not going to make it, so it doesn't really make sense to go that hard. We're gonna go ahead and cast these arrows, and hopefully it takes down the plant Axie in the front. This might be pretty close when it comes down to it. Let's see. Hopefully they make their choices soon. All right, so they're going for this. That should take out my dude, and this should go after my Axie right here. That makes sense. Let's take them down over here. All right, so this is where the real match comes in. We're gonna go ahead and go for some nut throws right here, and then hopefully this takes out the aqua. Hopefully they also don't take down my beast right here. He only has 197 health left, but I don't have any cards on my like beast Axie over here. All I could cast was like Ivory Stab, and I don't think that was really worth it to run. So they do 115. Oh my gosh, no way. We are barely able to make this, barely. Okay, we are in the last stand. We can hopefully live through this because each time you do an attack, you essentially like use up a last stand. So that's our last attack right there. Oh no, they're in last stand too. This is crazy. Okay, so we're gonna have to do something like this. No, we're actually gonna do this arrow. No, I'm nervous. All right, we'll just do this. Hopefully this takes us out, like they take themselves out, because this actually can only do 1 attack before they kill themselves, just like that. And I think they're a newer player, hence why they did that action. And we might have a chance right here if we do double like nut attacks. We'll do, because these are like, this is nut throw and this is nut crack. Hopefully this takes them out. Nothing else I could do probably matters. Oh, that's a 0 energy card. Really good on aquas. Honestly, I'm really jealous of this person's team. Oh man, this is so close. This is so insanely close. All right, so we can do our arrow hit right here. This really relies on the fact that I have enough morale so that my little dude in the back can stay alive. So whoever like wins this fight, like congrats to them, because this is really like down to like the T. All right. Oh, okay. Is this a draw? What happens here? I've never had a draw. This is my first draw. Yo, that PvP match was actually insane. Kudos to that person. So yeah, this is going to be Axie Infinity, my first impressions and some gameplay. If you want to learn more about like the actual complexities like behind the game and what it's all about, you know, feel free to check out the website, check out the Discord. There's plenty of information. Here's like a getting started guide on how things work. I don't recommend everyone to try this game, but it's just something on my radar, and I'll probably cover it more in the future depending on how you guys like this video. But anyways, if you made it this far, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 27,500 subs, we're doing a giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.